You listen to Blizzard. I'm from Manchester, and I'm representing Don't Flop All Fucking Day, DFAFD, get to know the slogan, yeah? Up in London right now, enjoying myself. Came here to clear my head for a bit, and best thing I've ever thought of doing, you know? This track's called Get to Know Anyway. It's all about my life story from start to finish, including key points and key people. So maybe you have a similar situation to me, you know, so hopefully you guys can relate. I am Blizzard on Twitter as well. Testing Water EP coming out soon. But listen, I'm gonna use this track to bring you to speed on a life I've had. Cause it seems you got to know Blizzard before you got to know Brad. This could have been a page in a diary, but I think it'll fit here nicely. I've built up my confidence now, I can be myself finally. I was born 1994, product of a great man and an amazing lady. Youngest of two, so in a sense I'll always be my parents' baby. As a kid, I always loved making noise, I thrive for it daily. Drumming on a dining table, driving a whole of my family crazy. I started school and I was shy, unsure how to fit in a new environment. In nursery I had tantrums, by reception the teachers were tired of it. It's funny how I wanted to be the centre of attention, and now I'm the centre of attention. The fact that stayed with me is so interesting. At most stages in my life I've been subject to a bully. I was short on medication as a kid that caused my teeth to grow funny. Too small to fight back and I didn't like that, so I cowered out like a pussy. Cause why should I fight it, don't make me gully. Besides everyone's my buddy. Now I'm getting a little older, 8 or 9 I was growing up gradually. Then my nana and granddad died, within a year it left a hole in our family. Now I'm sipping on a whiskey and I see them in the glass glaring back at me. I just learned how to grieve then, only just learned how to breathe then. All I knew is that I couldn't see them. I'm staring at the stars tonight. You can be a part of me then. I guess you can be a part of me then. I hope you see me from heaven and you feel that you're proud of me. If I knew that for certain, it'd bring a whole new confidence out of me. As I edged closer to the time that I was about to start secondary, I started to write with Shifty, and that influenced me heavily. I went to the studio where his mates would record in a Studio 3. Then one day he'd bring me to the mic and command me to MC. Then after that I had my first show when I was like age 11. Bouncers looked at me for what I was, a little kid in year 7. They used to love turning me away. From an early age they didn't like me. The tables turn now, I can walk into the club and I don't need ID. Age 13, everything was going okay. My music started to escalate and maneuver around the UK. Then I got some news at the end of the year, didn't know what to say. My cousin was in a car accident and he instantly passed away. Jeez, even to this day my heart's still aching. You realise how much you miss somebody after they've been taken. The fact that I can't see you is so frustrating. The day we can chill in the same room, you know I'm patiently waiting. Shifty's crash came the year after, Manchester was in shock. Everybody was so devastated, from Big Apple to Eastern Bloc. At the time it happened, it appeared he had the whole city on lock. But it was only years later that people started to clock. The doctors never thought you would come out of that coma. They could have switched your life support off and then it all would have been over. But I still had faith, and I hoped a miracle would prove that you're a soldier. Then you read your last rites, and when you were christened, something woke you. Anyway, I remember being in college, stood in the line, thinking I don't need to be here, I can do music full time. Just after I did my first Don't Flop and I was subject to a massacre, but even then I was a battler. Around this time I first met Ez and Quan. Now I've got a bad boy cameraman and a supportive manager. That's the team, they're part of the reason I've been everywhere I've been and seen everywhere I've seen. Wake me up from this dream, it's so pristine. The team that I have around me know exactly what I mean. Now things progressed further, I now lived in a different world. But as I fell for music, I also fell for a girl. My first, she led me on, made me feel loved for nearly a year. And then when the girl fucked me over, the impact she had was clear. I felt so down that I couldn't think about her without shedding a tear. I lost my creative side and I felt like I lost grips on my career. So Erin, I swear if you hear this hatred aside, you'll always be dear. But give me an explanation to your foul actions and I'll disappear. Just when I started to think that too many tears I've cried, I was in for horrible news when Eddie, my boy, committed suicide. Never felt so empty, so out of touch and unusual. Pretty much breaking down in my mum's arms while we stood at the funeral. Recently I had a thing with a girl that's oh so true. Never felt like this, so maybe all along my first love was you. Cause sometimes we mistake love for lust, it's a common thing that we do. But you're the only person on the earth that I wanna direct my love to. She said don't write about me or bring me up in one lyric you wrote. But you haven't got a thing to be scared of, you're a person that I love to promote. And I hope that we meet in the middle one day and ride this wave like a boat. But in the meantime, anybody tries to treat you bad, they will get punched in the throat. love ya. Every day I miss your kiss and I crave your touch. Just know I'll be standing there when you think I don't get in the way too much. But I completely understand how sometimes we need to take a breather. But even if I stop smoking weed, I'd still have bare love achiever. I'm feeling better about this journey I've had. Though some good things come to an end, you should rejoice and be glad. I'm 19, with my life ahead of me, there's no time to be sad. You knew Blizzard before this track, it's time you got to know Brad. Peace.